right. Good evening, everybody. Hello and welcome to the stream. My name is System, and we're over on the Rats run today. Like I had mentioned on my Discord, I had actually intended to stream more of Minions today, but we're in crafting jail over there. We're crafting this stuff for a 997 Eye of Harmony. We just got the Deep Dark World running, so we're gonna be getting more Universium relatively soon. But that is not right now. Relatively soon is sometime in the future, so unfortunately, we are backed up over there. So I figured I was gonna come over here anyway. So I'm coming over here just a little bit early because I was planning on spending a couple weeks over here after this stream today over on Minions. So maybe I'll just go back and forth a couple times. Who knows? I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing right now. But over here on the Rats run, they are flying. They just got to UEV yesterday. So for anybody playing along at home, Minions is in late UMV, moving into UXV, getting ready to start doing like the first basic steps of Stargate assembly. And then over here, they just got into UEV. They haven't built the Gorge yet. I don't remember if the Gorge is UEV or UIV. I just don't remember one way or the other. But this is new over here. I just want to show this off. So we got a nano forge here. We've got a space elevator here, which is very nice, very nice. And we've got a space elevator here. This was the first one. I remember seeing this one. And also, I really like this effect, and I think I know how they do this effect now. I think this is just like, so this is cyan stained glass. I think this is just stained glass air, stained glass air, stained glass air with a layer of air in between each layer of stained glass to make this effect. Regardless of how they did it, it looks fantastic. I really like I like the effect. I'm actually I'm going to steal this and use it for my own. Oh, they missed a leg. Oh, look, you guys, you missed a leg. It's nighttime. Okay. Oh, and another one. Okay. What do we got? Oh, we've got a slimeling. Okay, that's who's down here. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I could have swore I was here by myself, but I like this build. This is fun. I like it. I like it. There was a picture of a build on the Rats Discord that I can't figure out where it is. I haven't looked that hard, to be fair, but I haven't found it just yet. This is fun. Huh. Okay. Nerds playing with World Edit, I suppose. Probably. Yeah. I don't know. Let's see. Nice. Another blimp. Yeah, there's 3 or 4 blimps around the world. Let's see. Oh, sorry. I just had to take a look at something. I missed my streamerversary. Not that I'm all that broken up about it, but my streamerversary was just after my prior stream, and I didn't even recognize. Oh, hey, this is the one I saw. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. This is so cool. Oh, this is so cool. So I'm wondering, is this waxed? Yeah, this is all waxed. Okay. That is really nice. I like this so much. These guys are really creative, and it's cool that, like, not only are they this creative, but they're taking the time to be this creative in this world, which makes me think like everything is going to look that cool. Um um where is my okay, let's investigate this situation. Okay, so there's nothing down here yet. Um wow. Okay then. All right. So again, they just got to UEV. We really need to have roofs over all of these types of things. Oh, is this a pool? Is this a pool? That's neat. That very much does look like a swimming pool. Okay. Um okay. Nice. Hip compressors, yeah. We only have one hip compressor on minions. We probably have to fix that because one having one hip working is going to be extremely slow in UXV. And in fact, we're planning on having 4 black holes working, but currently we only have one, and the one is the original automation that I had set up. I guess probably in UEV over there. I'm trying to remember exactly because um we have been slackers over on minions. Although I will say, to his credit, HJM logged in today on minions after a 2 week hiatus. I think him and Sophie um I think him and Sophie were on a community run of some type. Why is wireless out of range? All right. Yeah. So as far as I remember, Marty is the one that's actually hosting this server. Um. Ooh, hello. What do we got here? Oh, this is just Terra Steel. Okay. All right. All right. Yeah. This all looks basically the same. I don't think anything over here is going to change. This is all old area, old tech, et cetera, and so on and so forth. That's just the Gaia fight. Nothing's changing. That's the path to the old place where we're not going anymore. All right. But yeah, again, I wasn't anticipating being over here. I had stuff that I was going to do on minions. I don't really have an itinerary over here, especially since I've been kind of gone. I think the last time I played Rats regularly, we were in ZPM. I think maybe we had just gotten to UV. but they've made leaps and bounds since I've been over on um Minions. So I didn't want to just like jump in and say, try to take over any projects, because um I just don't really know where they're at on any of that stuff right this second. So, oh, come on. So do I place it like this? No. How about place it like this? Yeah, there we go. Okay. And then the second one will place correctly. Okay. Okay. No, no, no. So yeah, so with that all being said, what I'm gonna do over here on Rats is I'm just gonna keep detailing the bee building as I was the last time I popped on for a few minutes. So I'm calling this beetailing, and we're gonna basically do the surface floor. So going down, I'll show you really quick. Hello, Marty. I really want to do this section too, but I might do something custom over here. I might actually make like a little lounge area. We'll see. Then yeah, really hasn't changed. This really hasn't changed. This really hasn't changed. Hello, Buzz Buzz. Hello, Buzz. Hola, Buzz. Oh, and then this is the nook for Gendustry. Let's see. This was the nook for the applied energistic hookup for this whole area. All of that is cool. Yeah, this is another little nook that needs to be dealt with. I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing with said nooks, but for today, it's just going to be surface stuff. I'm just going to work on some of these architectural blocks. So I thought that I was going to have to pop in to my job today, but apparently I haven't gotten any messages at all, which I assume is a good thing. Today was inventory. We're our inventory day. I was dreading it because I didn't think we were gonna have a very good time. So if I'm getting no calls whatsoever, I'm just going to assume that there's no problems. Not that that's true. That's just what I'm assuming for today so that I can chill out and play some game. But yeah, I'm just going to I'm going to work on some detail, and I did check. The one thing I did check before I started streaming is you can cut down mana glass with the architecture bench. So I'm going to cut down some mana glass and also make this curved and see what it looks like, to see if there's any kind of like weird seams in between the full blocks and the cut blocks. We'll find all that out in real time. So where did I leave off? So I'm assuming that there wasn't any like earth-shattering problems with inventory. Let me just check. Yeah, it's almost 6 o'clock local time, and I haven't gotten any messages. Yeah, I think we're okay. Oh no! Ripping pepperonis? Yeah, yes. Ripping pepperonis, yes. Alright. Okay. Ah, nope. Let's see. How do I want to do this? Okay. Let me get. Oh. Let me get 2 of these. And then, oh, yeah. Let's do this. And so you see how this is a beveled inner corner like I got here? I'm going to see what this looks like. Yeah, okay. I like that. That's not terrible. Yeah, okay. We'll do that. Yeah, okay. And that way I'll do this. Oh, yeah, yes. Hell yes. Okay. So much yes. Yeah, I like that. Okay. All right. Next. All of that is done. All of the inner circumference is done up top. I kind of like this serrated look. And it doesn't necessarily fit the bee theme, but I like the serrated look, and I used it along the outside as well. So I'm gonna stick with that type of look for the duration. So now what I want to do is I want to work a little bit on these insides. How do I want to do this? So I guess the first thing I can do is like this. Okay. And then the singles over here. Okay. Same thing over here. Do I need to get more blocks? More blocks, por favor. Where am I going? Yeah, I'll just get a whole stack of these. They will be used. Okay. All right. Now let's start working in the other slope. This is slope A. And if anybody hasn't seen this, I apologize if this is basic information, but you go to this other tab, and there's slope A, which is a 2-block slope. There's slope B, which is a 3-block slope, and then slope C, which is a 4-block slope. And you can use those interchangeably. Like for example, if you wanted to make a compound slope, sometimes I've used a C1, a C2, and then an A end for interesting an interesting effect. So I'm assuming everybody knows about those. So let's just continue. Yeah, that's the easiest way to power fail something is to share energy hatches. Again, I'm assuming everybody watching the stream would know about that, but if you can, if at all possible, never share energy hatches because it just leads to trouble. The only time I ever share energy hatches is if a machine says that it'll only ever draw 1 amp, and still, if I do share, I'll share like 3 between 2 or something like that. I think I did that over on Minions with the oh, what are they? The UU Matter factories, whatever those the Matter Factory. I forget what it's called. Um, yeah, yep. Sharing energy hatches is no bueno. I kind of like this. It gives a little bit of a serpentine effect. I do like this. Yeah, I like that. That's cool as hell. I like that. Okay. All right. We need more blocks. So let's do 32 of A starts. And then I need some more A ends as well. You can see how like one made one for the A end, one makes 3. So we're going to do this. Okay. Oh, and also, let's see. Oh yeah, we can use these guys right here. Do I want this? I might change out this. This is a beveled inner. If I can see that. Oh no, that's just a regular roof tile. I might change that out for a different style of block. Let's make that a beveled inner. Let's see what that looks like. Now we have to be very careful. The Vajra likes to break things. Okay, now, yeah. So I don't know if you can see my vision, but I'm gonna put a oh, what are they called? Where's my pieces at? Ooh, where are my pieces at? Hold on. Where? Whoa, where are my pieces at? Okay, hold on a minute. Um, I'll have to remember that all of these are in here, but none of the green ones that I had made the other day are. Hold on. Let's check everything real quick. Nothing. Let's check this chest right here. Nothing. Okay, we'll just make new ones. It's fine. It's fine. I need these. Roof outer corner. No. Yeah, like that. Yes. I like that. Then now, yeah, I like that. Okay, that's fine. Not everything is going to be 100% the way that I want. You know, architecture blocks, as fun and as useful as they are, they do have their limitations. You know, there's only certain number of types of slopes and stuff like that you can use. So, okay. Oh, and right here. So is that everything for the ceiling over here? Yes. Now let's do the ceiling over here. Now let's make sure slope A start, A end. put you right there. Why not? So, other IRL things. I've been trying to get a new job, but it just doesn't seem like it's gonna work. And now with all of the everything happening IRL, I don't think anybody is going to be going out of their way to be doing any a lot of hiring right now. So I think I'm stuck where I am for better or worse. I wasn't able to get on at my brother's place, so uh I don't think I really want to like go out of my way to try to get hired anywhere else. Um Unless I get some sort of how do I say this? Unless there's some extra notification that there's going to be um like layoffs or something like that at my place. So I don't know if that's a thing. So I'm just gonna ride it out. Is that the same? Oh man. Yes. Okay. All right. And then so in game, like I'd mentioned earlier, Minions is getting ready to get into UXV. Honestly, the only thing that's stopping us from UXV right this second is mag matter. And the only thing that we really need to do for mag matter is set up the exoticizer. I potentially could have done that today. I could have done that today, but we're in crafting jail over there, so I decided to come over here and build. There's a good chance I'll be over there later today. All right, so this is lime concrete. Let's get rid of you. We're gonna need a bunch of lime concrete. That is not a bunch. How would this look? No. No. Oh, you know what? Do I have the hammer? I swear I've got a hammer. You know, yeah, sure. Nope. Okay. All right. That looks all right. All that's done. Man, rip all the rips. I'm glad Marty is around. Because it's RIP season over here on Rats. Let's see, compressed. All right, so I'm gonna use this for all my pieces because I want to get all of the hempcrete out of my inventory because I want to get a bunch of lime concrete built, and they look similar enough to get them confused while you're flipping things around the inventory. So concrete, or is it hempcrete? think it's hempcrete. Yeah, either way, let's just use this. We can it all it chisels. So lime. I could put it in order for oh, there's gonna be an ad that starts for anybody that's watching. Get up, get a drink, get a snack, stretch. I'm just going to make some blocks and keep doing what I'm doing. I run ads in a 3-minute block so that Twitch doesn't do it for me. That way, at least I can control when it happens. Okay. There. All right. So now, same thing. I just need. Let's just make 2 stacks of these, and then a stack of you, and then I can be a little careful with this. This will be like a stack and a half. Yeah. Okay. All right. So now. How do I want to do this? Actually, let's test this to see what it looks like. Because if I do a 2-part slope here, and then I do the 1-part slope here, what does this look like? Actually, I kind of like that. That's kind of neat. Excuse you. That's another 2. Yeah. Yep. This will be, what, 3 consecutive ones? Yeah, not bad. So I have kind of been out of the loop here. And I'll probably talk about this more when the break is over, but I am going to try to get back into more of the Rats run relatively soon. Like, I thought maybe tomorrow was going to be the day that I was over here for real. I might just bob back and forth between the 2 runs for a couple weeks while we're in crafting jail over there. Oh, hey. So I'm not 100% satisfied with this, and this panel here, it kind of sticks out for whatever reason. I'm not 100% satisfied, but it's interesting. It's at least interesting. So we're gonna let it ride. I don't like the way that it lines up with this mana glass. So I might do something else. What we could do is perhaps raise the level of mana glass up one, and then do some sloping underneath on the level that the mana glass is currently at. And so for anybody that did miss the very beginning of that explanation during the unfortunate ad break, I was planning on being over here for about 2 weeks straight after today, but with us being in crafting jail over on Minions, I'm probably gonna like bob back and forth between the two runs for a couple weeks, just to make sure that everything is moving over there, and also so that I can get reacquainted with all of the things that are going on over here, because I didn't anticipate to be gone over here as long as I was. There was a lot of updating and a lot of progress that was being taking place on Minions, even though we've been in UMV the entire time. Going from early UMV to late UMV is a lot of progress. A lot of things got done, even though it didn't really feel like it. So, and it's funny because UXV isn't even like really like a true tier in and of itself, but there is also some progression in UXV. Like we're gonna have to make mag matter to get into it, and then we're gonna have to ramp up quark gluon production so that we can craft Stargate parts later. Because you don't really need quark gluon until Stargate, if I remember correctly. And then also, I'm still working on Questmaster over there, and I'm having a really hard time trying to figure out how to get the Britannia pieces crafted. Not Britannia, I'm sorry, Botany. So Botany is a really old mod, and there really isn't a whole lot of good resources for Botany online. And I've been looking like crazy trying to figure it out, because I'll even show you really quick. Because I think I'll be able to show you over here. All right, so over here over on Minions, I'm stuck on this one and this one. So if you look, this is asking for a ceramic block with a NBT data number of 1803. But if you make a yellow ceramic block, it's going to be 1803 with the metadata of 78. So it'll be 1803:78. It doesn't satisfy this quest. Same as this one. So if you make pigmented glass with the yellow, it's going to be 1804:78, and it doesn't satisfy this quest. So the only person I know of that ever did Botany is Kat of Kat's Cozy Games. We on the Vanguard run, she did a whole Botany a greenhouse. Hey Kat, what's up, my dude? Yep. I'm lamenting the fact that I'm stuck in crafting hell over on Minions, and also there's some quests that are seemingly impossible. So I was just kind of whining about that. If you came in halfway, if you do Botany and you try to make these, like the NBT data for this is 78 and the NBT data for this one is 59, and it doesn't satisfy the quest to finish it. So like I'll have you. Okay. Well, I've been trying to get Questmaster going over there in Minions, and we're doing really well. I've actually knocked off a bunch of tabs in the last couple weeks that I've been gone from here. But with that being said, I might actually be at an impasse, and I don't know how to get those particular things that will satisfy that particular quest. And those quests are gating other quests. So I actually I might have to actually send a message to Kat to see if she has a good guide for botany. Because I can't find one. I can't find it at all anywhere. So but yeah, also since you have been in here for a little while, I guess you probably heard that I am going to try to be over here a little bit more in the next couple weeks. So that's going to be fun. Let's see. What am I looking for? Dolly. Yeah, I really like this run. This run is so cool. I like everybody in this run. I didn't mean to be gone as long as I was. You know, you already heard the reasons why. But also like the stuff that you guys are building right now, like I just took a look over here like when I logged on, and I love all of this stuff. This is so cool. I really like I like the whole like the design philosophy on this run. Um it's just very, very cool. And in addition to that, again, no shade to Minions, folks. If you want to see some crazy version of what you could do with AALs, I'm down to show you later. Yes, okay. For anybody that doesn't know, Kat was talking to me on the last stream about the AAL situation that I was dealing with over on Minions, and you've got some cool stuff to do with that. I want to see it, but yeah, well, perhaps later. I'm gonna continue doing what I'm doing right now, but with all of that being said, again, no shade to the Minions people, but they were gone, and they were gone for 2 weeks straight, and I was even going to I was going to name and shame them pretty hard today when I was streaming over on Minions today. But no, HJM actually logged in today. I think the two of them were on Potato's community run, which had just ended recently. Because I saw last night before I went to sleep that Sophie had posted a post on Potato's Discord about what the next community run is going to potentially look like. I think it's tier 3 subs only, and it might start in a week or two or something like that. But yeah, I don't know the details about the community run over there, but long story short, I think that's where they were. I do think that's where they were. And then that's all well and good, but I'm still going to be over here at least in the short term, for the next couple weeks, probably over here more often than over on Minions. I'm probably going to join Minions, start crafts, shut it down, open rats, and then come over here. And that's probably what my day is going to look like when I play. Because we are not only are we going to be in crafting jail over there, but pretty soon we're going to be in Stargate jail over there. I'm already creating the I'm doing the let's go back to the craft or the quests, because I'm currently making these pieces, the dimensional duplicity pieces, but I've only got 8 assembly lines at UXV to make these right now. So I'm in crafting jail on this, but it's kind of a side project. I'm just letting it run in the background. Yes, we do. So that's the thing I was going to mention at the end of all of that. That it's so cool that you guys did an infrastructure week over here in between jumping to UEV. That like it makes me think that you guys are better prepared for late game stuff than we are already. So, that might come as a shock, but yeah, I think that you guys are more prepared than us. So, or we're Rats is more prepared than Minions. I shouldn't be like you and us because I'm part of you and also part of us. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I think Rats is going to beat Minions to Stargate. I honestly truly think that Rats is beating Minions. The one thing that I did look up, the one thing I did look up is I was gonna install the Open Computers Magmatter script today, but again, we're in crafting jail over there, so it's like, what can I even do? And then let's see what else. I've been I was kind of sad because I really wanted to try to sneak into Cat and Vin's Terra Firma Greg playthrough because I've really been wanting to play that mod or that pack, I mean. But there's just no way. There's no way. I can't do Rats and Minions and Terra Firma. There's absolutely no way. It would be like Terra Firma only or Minions plus Rats. So yeah. How does that look? Um hmm. You know what? I think I'm just gonna do it anyway. But yeah, one of the things that we had been talking about on Minions is the kind the number of machines that we're gonna need for endgame, and I know HJM made a list. The joke was that Sophie quipped back, "Oh, you really are planning for a forever base." But I was thinking to myself, I'm like, no, like we just want to make this happen in a realistic, like a human time, like a human lifetime time frame. We're going to need 380 something cutting machines. We are going to need all of these things that don't have a mega version of the machine, because we're not playing a twist. We don't have cool twist machines for the end of the game. We're gonna have to have billions of cutting machines, billions of solidifiers, and all of those machines that are quite frankly garbage. And we're planning on finishing Minions before 2.9 drops, so we're not gonna get like the Exo Foundry or like any of the cool megas that are coming in 2.9. We're not gonna have any of that stuff. So yeah, like you just said, Kat, 2024 laser engravers and cutters. Yeah, that's I could imagine us having 1,000 of each. That's legit. Um, so that's the other reason why I've been so zealous over there, as far as ripping out old machinery, because I know that TPS is going to be a problem at a certain point. We're going to run into a situation where we're just running too many machines. So I was trying to get ahead of that. Um, Oh man, you did that without MM? Oh no. That's that's the real hard mode. Oh my. Wow. Yeah, you should get like an Iron Man award for that or something. Holy crap. Um let's see. Slope A end. Okay. Yep. Yeah, that's not I don't necessarily like that. You can it's too hard the you do see the seams in between the mana glass, but it's not terrible. Um wow. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, yeah. I could see that. I could see that being the least worst option is just seeing if you could you know, you know, hack the code, do some matrix type things. um all right, I don't hate this. I don't hate it. There's weird shadows, and I think some of these weird shadows are going to be solved for 2.9, like the architecture craft fix. I don't think this server is going to make it to 2.9. I think this server is going to be done before 2.9. Um oh, I already have ANs. Okay. Yeah, okay, I like that. Oh, the Ring of Loki. Yeah, you know what? I've never actually used the Ring of Loki. I had never actually before I started joining these runs, I never actually got to a point in any of them that it was necessary. Um, and then also Vanguard self-destructed before we needed one over there at all. So yeah, yeah, I could just imagine. Matter Manipulator takes the place of Ring of Loki, and also there is a like a priorities. What are you called? Yeah, the priority card. Was a pretty neat thing to pair up with the Ring of Loki. Um, but yeah, you don't really need either one of those now. Well, I mean, you can use the priority card for initial setup, but um, I'm just trying to figure out: am I keeping this? Is this okay? Let's look at the other side. Actually, I kind of like it from the other side better. Kind of like it. Okay, we're keeping it. That's fine. All right, so slope A's. Sounds like cow spam. Did I hear cow spam? I think I heard cow spam. uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it's gonna be cow spam. Which, speaking of, aren't we getting a new Cal as well in 2.9? Like the oh, I forget the name of the thing, but it sounds cool as hell. Oh shoot, I need another one. Uh ah! And where are you? Here. There we go. That's fine. So let's see. I got all of those. Okay. So I need to do the one slopes. Yeah, roof tiles. It is kind of hard working with these mana glass architecture pieces, not gonna lie. Oh man, I needed another one. Dang it, I totally missed this side. Ah, oh, what am I doing? Am I even a builder? Okay, so yeah, I like that. It's not perfect. Yeah, the seams are kind of weird. But this is this is a block game. We can see block seams. It's fine. It's fine. So now, let me get your opinion, Kat, because I'm assuming that you were in here to hear this part. But I don't like how how it's just like a jagged block space up here where it goes from the hempcrete to the mana glass. So I could either leave it like this, or I could raise the mana glass up one block level and put some architecture slopes underneath on the inside side. Um, do you have any input on that? Because leaving it as it is fine, but it still just looks a little bit jagged next to all the slopes. I think you need to move it up. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna move it up. No. Let's see. Now I'm wondering, can I get away with? I don't know if there is a command for this, but I'm wondering if, like, for example, mana glass is 1397. Can I move? Can I move 1397 blocks up one with the Or wait a minute, hold on a minute. We don't have I don't think we have I don't know if I have access to world edit over here. Let me dump some stuff in that case. What I'll end up doing, I think what I'll do is let's see. I'll do I'll super builder's wand a new level on top, and then I'll just break the underside level. I think that'll be a way. Okay. Let's see. Oof, yeah, I ended up making dedicated AALs for picos and quantums. I mean, I think Kat knows this because you were watching, but it's worth saying that I made some dedicated ones over on Minions the for the stuff we're gonna need thousands and thousands of. It might be worth thinking about something like that over here. Oh, you know what? Now I can do. Wait, hold on a minute. No, I don't want to set air because I don't want to have to make a whole bunch more of these. I'm gonna reuse these mana glass. since I know they are renewable, but I didn't see mana glass itself on a crafting pattern, so I don't think I'm gonna throw any of these away. So yeah, I don't have any like giant plans of what I'm gonna do over here on Rats for Rats. I'm here to help, and I'm also here to learn because Lord knows I've got plenty more learning to do. I've spent the last couple weeks learning about the Eye of Harmony and the Gorge and all of this stuff. Like I even I was even looking up certain things about the DTPFs because our some of our DTPFs weren't working properly. Well, as it turns out, when HJM logged in today, he's like, "Oh, you know what? I matter manipulated part of the Tesseract DTPF out of existence. I'll fix that today." I'm like, that's why that wasn't working. No wonder it wasn't working properly. It disappeared. uh, right? Yeah. Yeah, fantastic how things fix themselves over on the Minion server. I was auto feeding it transcendental rods just to get it to work properly because I couldn't figure out why it wasn't working properly because to me it looked like everything was hooked up, but no, as it turns out he had matter manipulated away like a handful of cables or like a connection of some kind. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So now I can start thinking about what the connection between this level of light green hempcrete and this level of mana glass will be, because I'm surely going to put some more blocks up here to even that out. Uh, but I can ponder that for later. I want to be able to keep this little pattern here of these gabled valleys, which I think looks really cool. I hope that if I add more blocks to the area, that it's not gonna break this pattern. Yeah, okay, so like Sophie and I were already joking around about we want to break all of them and then set them up quote unquote properly because again I get a good laugh out of HJM's modern art masterpiece of DTPFs, but it's impossible to get to work on them. And in fact, believe it or not, yesterday I started putting travel anchors on top of each DTPF control block just to mark what that particular DTPF was set to do, because again, all of our DTPFs are dedicated. They're all dedicated, which makes no sense to me as well. Like I feel like they should all be doing they should all at least chip in to similar recipes instead of like every single one of them except for a single one being dedicated machines. It just doesn't work. It's so slow. It is so slow. But I mean, it never fails to make me laugh. But it makes me laugh until I have to work on it, and then it's just frustrating. Yeah. That's again, that's what Sophie and I were kind of kicking around. think you might have even been there listening or conversing as well, but um we were talking about trying to get at least one of them on convergence, but again, oh no. But yeah, Sophie has been gone off the server for 2 weeks, and today was the first time that HJM had logged on in 2 weeks. So um I've been trying to tie up loose ends and get rid of bad patterns, and doing minor things in the interim. Like, I couldn't figure out why our transcendental metal situation was so terrible. As it turns out, we had multiple patterns looping in a way that wasn't letting any of them function properly. So finally, like, it was like night and day. As soon as I took out the bad patterns, oh look, it's a miracle. It finally works. Like, it works like it's supposed to. Imagine that. And there's just so many things like that over there on Minions. Like, we should actually like win a prize for the jankiest base that made it to end game or something. Because I swear to God, I don't understand. I don't honestly understand how some of that stuff has worked as long as it has. But I'm no expert, so and that's one of the problems. Like, I'm not good enough at the game. Yeah. So the DTPF is making the blocks of transcendental metal along with the celestial tungsten, and then we are fluid extracting the blocks. Well, he had it so HJM's patterns were fluid extracting ingots, and the ingots were going through something else that doesn't like, it just wasn't working the way that it was. But he had both patterns in side by side crafting buffers, and it was just jamming each other, and nothing was working. So yeah. It was a mess. Okay, so I like this. This is going to be good. Let's work on the underside first. Let's put away all of this mana glass for now. Let's grab. Oh, hold on. You are light green hempcrete. Yeah, all of you. All right. So slope A, roof tile. And I probably need to make a little bit more. Let's do that. Light green. But yeah, I know I do kid a lot, and I do kind of downplay my aptitude a fair bit, but I've learned so much working in the Minions run, especially like how to fix things when they're broken. Like, that's a big thing. Like, knowing how to do it the first time is one thing. Knowing how to fix it when it breaks, that's the real skill, in my opinion. Because everything breaks, and I think that is I do think that that's the greater skill, is to be able to fix what's broken. It requires a different kind of ingenuity. Like, building it in the first place, you gotta have to have like an engineer's mindset, and you kind of have to know like how everything works. But to fix things, that's like creativity. It's just like a whole different type of mindset. Okay, so I used single slopes down here for this. I'm thinking about using double slopes for up here. Let's see what that looks like. I like that. That's actually kind of cool. I like that. Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense. Like going through all of the permutations of all of that. It really gets it gets your noodle cooking. It really makes your mind work. That's kind of neat. Yeah, that's kind of neat. I kind of like it. So it's not like I like the undulation of the whole thing. It looks cool. Um, I might. Yeah, let's bust these out. All right, so oh, I already got some. Let's do this, and then that, and then we'll do the one slope on the inside. Yeah, that's way better. I like that way better. After all, I have managed to run into an extremely weird problem that I believe is just something weird going on with AE2 and nothing with the logic that is built. Yeah, AE2 is kind of weird in and of itself. So that's another thing that I've been learning a lot about is applied energistics and how all of those linkages work. Um, I've told this story before, but before I started joining these group runs, I was kind of like an AE2 noob, and um on my solo run, which got to IV, my plat line, it's a full plat line with every step getting a full machine, but it's 100% conduits. There's no applied energistics in it at all. So um that's where I was at with applied energistics before I started joining the group runs. Um I've learned so much. Oh, I need more blocks. So let's get other, take this many of this, and I'll take this many of this. And do I need anything else? Probably not right this second. But yeah, I wasn't scared of applied energistics at all, but I was strictly using it as a storage mod. It was basically a dump chest of configurable size, and that's how I used applied energistics. Now I actually know how to hook up, or I could probably wire up like a central CPU. I always call it mother brain. If you understand uh the reference. But I could probably wire up a central CPU now. Granted, the way that we're doing the central CPU and the linkages over here is a little bit past my knowledge, and I could even show that really quick. I'll show that for the stream. Warp controller. Oh yeah, we're full. What is this? Item storage. Okay, yeah, we full. All right, where am I looking? Yeah, it was this setup over here that you guys were using. This was what had confused me when I first saw it. I think I understand what's going on. Like, so like this this hooks up to the transport network as far as I could tell. And then these are the ones that are giving space for the outputs. So instead of a like on Minions, we used white cable for our transport network, and we were doing P2P tunnels at the end point, at the point of use. Whereas it looks like you guys are having your P2P tunnels right here underneath the CPU, and you're just using the wireless hubs to connect it out to wherever it happens to be going. At some point in time, I will need a full explanation, but I do think I like, not that I understand it, not that I would build this myself, but I understand the utility of it. It's nice having all of the P2P tunnel link ups all in one spot, all over here, to be able to do like error correction or expansions of whatever needs to get done. It does make a lot of sense the way that it's made. I just didn't understand it the first time I looked at it. The first time I saw that, I was like, "What is this? What? Nah, nope." Yeah, that again, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I agree. That makes a lot of sense. I don't have a bee. Hold on, home farm. I think is my closest one. Yeah. I never did anything with these farms, and we're past the point of needing it. But I don't think I don't know if we're gonna if Rats is going to do Questmaster. I'll work a little bit more on farms and get some of those last seeds, but I don't think I'm gonna worry about it if we're not. Um, I need to build. Wait, do I have one? Do I have a relocator? I need to build a relocator. Hold on a minute. Let's. Are we in crafting jail still? Yeah. Yeah. At least it's moving though. See, before we did what you guys also did, is we had P2Ps instead of the hubs, the location where the hubs are. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I would prefer, like, right now at my level of understanding of applied energistics, I would kind of prefer to move minions P2P closer to what you guys are, what we're doing over here on Rats, because it's a lot cleaner. Everything's in one place. You can see like what's using a lot of channels and what has channels free. You can kind of like, you could figure out where the problem points are instead of having to go all around the base to endpoints, like the point of use, to check on each P2P to make sure that it's properly hooked up and there's no, like, the cable didn't get broken or anything like that. Plus, also having that white transport cable all over the base is kind of ass anyway. It just doesn't look very good in my opinion. That's like one of my complaints about the minions applied energistic setup, is that white transport cable just looks like ass everywhere that we have to run it. Anyway, let's get back to doing some of this. But yeah, so now that I've played on Vanguard and then Minions and then Rats, I am way better at applied energistics than I ever was, and I could probably build a lot of these cool setups on my own on a solo run if I were to ever either restart my IV solo run or um uh or to start a new one. Which again, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if I would ever do another single player. There's been a couple times where I've even had to turn down um I've had to turn down a couple things that I've wanted to do um because between Minions and Rats, I don't really have a whole lot of spare time to agree to a new thing, especially if that new thing would require a lot of streaming or a lot of like social presence, if that makes sense. Um, I'm just spending way too much time, learning about all the intricacies of endgame on Minions, and then over here on Rats, up until like today, or like up until like an hour ago, I was just trying to figure out where everything was on this server. So for better or worse, everything is really nice. Don't get me wrong, but even now, if you told me to go to a certain building, I'm like, I'm looking at the map. I would be like, where is this again? Yep. So, all right. So this is done. This is done. That's done. This is done. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna think about how I want to do the up top blocks to kind of cover up the edge of this mana glass. And let's see what other sections we have left to do. Oh yeah, I need to do this gabling over here in these little gaps, but I already tried this once and I couldn't get it to work right, because I think what I'm going to end up having to do is just extend uh this hempcrete like this. I think that's the only way the gabling is going to look right over here. And I think that's a small price to pay. All right, so now, is this right? I need, yeah, light green hempcrete, yeah. Gabling is roofing. Where are you? Right here. Oh, I don't need that many. I don't even need that many. That many. Now, let's see. How did I start this? Okay. These are kind of weird to place. So, there, 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 and then bop, bop, and bop. And then I'll do a regular slope here. Let's see what that looks like. Oh yeah, and it does the cut. That's cool. I'll accept that. I'll accept that. All right. Oh wait, what? No, that's way cooler. What? Hold on, I want it to be this. What? Oh, that's cool as fuck. What? Yeah. Hell yeah, that's cool as fuck. Dude, that's cool. All right, yeah, that's 100% staying. Okay, so then I'm gonna do the same thing under here that I did here. It's gonna be one on the inside and two on the outside, if that makes sense. So block, block a 1 slope on the inside and then a 2 slope on the outside. Yeah. And then here, it's going to be a 1 slope. So it kind of has to be. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. And then here, what block is this going to be? Oh, that's going to be that gabled inner corner. Hold on. That's what that is. This one. Beveled inner corner. Let's start with 2. I think I need 4, actually. Let's make 4. Ooh. Yeah, I needed 4 anyway. Yeah. So, the placement is going to be this corner, right? Yeah. Okay. Yep. All right, that's cool. And then under here, ooh, hello. Do we still got spicy bees over here? Really? Wow. Okay, we got something spicy over here. Might be time for me to go see if I can make a infinity armor because I think I can. I think all of that is automated already or like programmed in. uh, how do I want to do these? Because I want to do because again, there's gonna be slopes on this side, and then also some sort of sloping on the underside. I mean, as well. It's probably going to look a little bit like this with the sawtooth or the toothy pattern. So let's um well, first of all, let's do this. We're gonna do a 2 slope here and here. Kind of round that corner a bit. Yeah, that's perfect. And then let's round this corner while I'm thinking about it. Okay. Yeah, and then I guess it's just going to be a 2 and then a bunch of 1s and then a 2 and then probably another 2 right here. All right, let's just make it happen. I'm gonna have to deal with the spicy ones here in a second, but it's all good. Again, I don't know why we still have spicy bees running when we've got a perfect genome downstairs, and they could get thrown in the mega anyway. But it's fine. It's whatever. I believe the only people that were really truly doing bees were Marty and I, and everybody else was just kind of like doing whatever they had to do at the moment, that's fine. Yeah, it's all right. And I know I've been gone for a couple weeks, so it really was just Marty, and I know Marty was doing a bunch of other stuff, not just working on bees. Oh man, can't. Oh man, where are my parkour skills at? I can't run across a 1 block gap. Oh, my Minecrafting skills have atrophied. uh, all right, yeah, I'm liking that way more. Oh yeah, the once per hour ad break is going to start in just under a minute. Again, if you want to get up, get a drink, get a snack, stretch, do what you got to do. I'm just going to continue doing what I'm doing here. Um, the gameplay will not be changing. I think I'm going to be doing. I think this is going to be the roof outer corner in the 1 block gaps, and then it's going to be the beveled inner corner and a I think it's beveled outer corner. Yeah, these 2 pieces for the quote unquote two block slopes. So let's get a bunch of pieces. I don't think I need this many, but we're making that many. And then this is 1 makes 3. So let's just do this. And then I know this is 1 makes 3, so let's do this. Okay, and then let's get you guys out of the way for the moment. This, and this. And then I think I'll do roof tile in between to kind of differentiate. Is that the look? Yeah, I think that'll be all right. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, because it gives that toothy pattern, but it's kind of like the and going in the opposite direction as well. I think that'll be okay. And then this is gonna be this as well, and then that way I can do this and this. Does that is that right? I don't know if that feels right. Let's break out the center and see what it looks like if we do this. Ooh, hold on. That's kind of neat. And it kind of gives a touching corner up here. I need to back up and take a look. No, it sticks out. Oh man. But this doesn't seem right either. Maybe this needs to be this and then this. Yeah, I think that's the play. I love these cherry trees, but they are very much in the way right now. Oh, you know what? I probably want to do something here as well. How does this look? Okay, yeah, that's not terrible. Yeah, all right. We'll do that as well. That's right. And then the sawtooth. And then this was one here and one here. That, and then this, and then this. Yeah, okay. Stab it. So how do I want to do? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I kind of want to do like that. And that way I could do this. Wait, that doesn't work. Hold on. No, that's not the right block. I want to do let's try this actually. That's not the right block either. Or maybe it's in the wrong orientation. Let's put you on this corner. No, that's not right either. Oh, that's kind of cool looking. I'd really do like to have these like parallelogram shadowy spots around here. It's not perfect and I'm not getting it everywhere I put them, but where I can get that made, it's nice. What does that look like? Yeah, all right, let's let this ride. We could put a piece like that there. And we'll do something similar on the inside there. All right, that's fine. So I believe it was a beveled corner here and a beveled corner here. Yeah. And then this right here and that right there. Sure. And let's do the same thing on the inside. All right, bees. B, you're about to be past tense. I want you to understand this. Your pronouns are going to be was, were. There we go. Yeah, okay. That gives a little bit of a bulk or a heft to this particular feature. And then also I'm gonna get some of these beveled outer corners in lime concrete and do the bottom side. Do I already have some? I do not. Yeah, see how easy it is to mix up the lime concrete and the green hempcrete? It's very easy. That's why I've been kind of very very cautious, only having one type in my inventory at any one time. Okay, yeah, that's actually it's a little weird. It does stick out a little bit, but I kind of like it. What does this look like in here? Ooh, okay. Let's see. I don't mind doing a lot of Bs, so I've done what I needed to do, but also left so that there is stuff for others to work on. Yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense, Mr. Cat. Yeah, because I know you've been doing a lot of other things too. You've been doing a lot of everything around the base. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, I need to get a couple more of these. Let's just do one more. Oh, nope. Oh, okay, yeah, I see what I did. Yep, I did it. All right, B. Yeah, that's looking a lot cooler than it was. I like that it's got a little bit of character. I've tried to basically fill in when needed, considering I've done everything in the pack. Yeah, that again, that makes a lot of sense. And I'm glad that we've got a player like that on this run, because I know that some people at the beginning of this run were, I don't want to say newbies, but like if you've only made it to like HV or EV or maybe even IV, yeah, that's kind of newbie. That's still like the tutorial of the game. Like the game really doesn't open up until assembly line. So yeah, it's really good that we have had a player of your caliber here the whole time. I think that's right. I think that's how I want it. Because yeah, it gives a little bit of character. It has some weird shadows right now in 2.8 that wouldn't exist in 2.9, but still it gives it some character, and it doesn't really necessarily look like anything, but maybe you could squint and see a bee face or whatever, like you could squint and see something in that, um like the pareidolia of it. Yeah, Litton is the other expert, or like quote unquote expert, in the pack, yeah, or in the run. Yeah, I think we're gonna do just single block. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of want it to be staggered like that instead of a smooth slope. I, yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it like that. Yeah. All right, B. We're gonna have some words here in a second. Yeah, between UIV and UMV. Yeah. Now, granted, so before I got to UMV with minions, I didn't understand that UMV was a gigantic tier of like the beginning of UMV and the end of UMV kind of feel like two separate tiers by themselves. The way that we had our infrastructure set up. So yeah. Um let's see, cut from hempcrete. All right, so those all there. All right, so now I was gonna do some more detailing. What's the next target? Actually, let's back up and take a look at what we got. Yeah, I feel like Minions was doing a lot of what we should have done in UIV in UMV. So, and in fact, I don't think we've even set up antimatter over there yet. I printed out the pieces for the SSASS and the SLAM, but that never got set up. We're still working on setting up all of the modules of the Godforge. which I had just recently gotten on GitHub. I was looking at the mag matter automation using open computers with the exoticizer. Yeah, it's great for power, but it's not easy to set up in a great way. Yeah, we were gonna have to set up antimatter in a giant way in order to ramp up like what we were planning on doing. Um, and I was going to I was gonna try to tackle antimatter, but then I was gonna try to tackle mag matter. I was gonna try to tackle like getting Questmaster caught up. I'm still working on trying to figure out the stupid botany thing, like I'd mentioned at the beginning of the stream. Um, like I had one too many projects, one too many distractions on top of I'm still learning how the IF harmonies work, the DTPFs work. I'm still trying to learn better black hole production, a bunch of other like random learning, uh, a bunch of lessons that I was trying to ingest all at once, and um, you know, I'm an old man and I got a full time job, and nothing was sticking the way that it needed to stick, and um, yeah, at a certain point in time, maybe my brain was full on any given day, so um, uh, I'm trying to give myself a little bit of grace on not being able to pick up everything as quickly as I would like. Um, yeah, so I think other than detailing this outer courtyard, as you can see, I still need to do the inner course of the outer courtyard still. Other than that, I think the only place left to do is this mana glass panel that I just raised today. Let's see. There's an easy way to do the mag matter with Project Red and applied energistics. Okay, all right, that's cool. Yeah, again, I was planning on using open computers, but honestly, I know this sounds terrible, but for mag matter automation, I was planning on HJM logging on and doing it. Like that's what I was actually planning on the whole time, but it's been 2 weeks. So he did just log on today, and he's going to be on tomorrow, but he's going to be doing all I have harmony stuff tomorrow. So still a good chance that I might go over there and start installing some mag matter automation. So our IVE harmonies are stacked, but at least they're stacked in a clean, convenient way. Instead of the HJM Museum of Modern Art type of way. uh, um, I did my mag matter while I waited for my EOH parts. Same for quark plasma. Yeah. Yeah, see, that's the other one. Like, we got to get quark plasma going if we want to print off any Stargate pieces. So, not that we need to do that right away, but we kind of just need to do that right away so that we can be ahead of the game. Because we are at the end of UMV. It is about that time. So, yeah, it's time to get all that stuff going. But again, with it only being 3 of us over there and 2 of us were gone for 2 weeks, I was really kind of picking and choosing my battles. But I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot in the last little bit. Um, do I have all the pieces I want right now? I need more roof tiles. Yeah, I know I keep reiterating it, but I actually can't say it enough how much how many more neurons I have clicking around right now, just from all of the different research that I did. Even if I would just be copying other people's solutions, um, it's good for me. How do I want to do this? I wonder if the gabling will. Um, I'm just wondering out loud if I could do something interesting with the gabling. Let's experiment really quick. I don't mind making a few extra pieces. Gable. Okay, so if we place it this way, it's kind of interesting. All right, so if we place it this way, that's not interesting. Well, it is, but it isn't. That's well, that's kind of cool, but I don't know if it fits in this section. It would be kind of neat to have this kind of like this chevron panel here. It would definitely stick out. Let's try a few more. See what it looks like from a distance. Man, I don't know. I can't tell. Like half of me says that's cool as hell, and half of me says that's just way too busy. Oh man, I might keep it anyway. It is very busy though. It is very, very busy. And I don't like the fact that it's got this notch right here. Where you could still see the mana glass from the side. If it had this like chevron panel and it was flat across the top right here, I actually would like it a whole lot more. It's very busy. Hmm. I think I'm gonna go ahead and let it ride, honestly. All right, so let's see. Let's do you, and this piece is gonna be one of these. Okay. I'm just wondering, is that going to be too much? Because I won't have this kind of chevron pattern anywhere on the outside here. This is going to be all slopes and maybe a little bit of that sawtoothing, but then there would be a little bit of that chevron right here, and maybe even like one or two right here. I'm just wondering if that's going to be out of place. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know. I'm honestly, I'm vacillating. I'm going back and forth. I'm actually right now. I'm on the side of tearing it out and just doing slopes all the way across and seeing what that looks like, because I didn't want to see the edge of the mana glass from the side. Now it does still look a little weird with these little triangle divots from the pattern the block below. Um man. All right, hold on a second. Let's double check the palette here. Let's see if we've got any interesting pieces that we haven't used before. What hip roof valley? Let's just see what this piece is. Oh, okay. All right. We don't need any of those anywhere, I don't think. Although maybe replacing this gable valley with the hip valley would be interesting. Let's try one. Now, see, it just turns into a gable. Hmm. Yeah, those triangle divots, they look pretty weird just by themselves. All right, let's go back to the palette. Let's see what else we got. I don't really use these overhangs, but I probably should check to see what the block actually looks like in place. I need to use arches more often. Oh, what is angled roof ridge? I mean, I know what it is, but I don't remember using these. Oh, ooh, okay. All right. Yeah. So if I did like, you could do one of them. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna pack you two up. All right. I need to remember to use glow blocks as well. This would be really easy to hide some lighting. The hip roof ridge is kind of like the opposite of the valley. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Man. Actually, hold on. I might do some ridges. Well, no. Well, hold on. It might help break that up. Hold on. Sorry, I'm talking to myself out loud. Just bear with me for 1 second. So let's see what this looks like. So it would be here. Kind of helps break it up, but it just doesn't look right. I don't know. It's an interesting block, but not necessarily in this place at this time. I think I'm just gonna go with it. It is what it is. I'm just gonna let it ride. Because I don't want to spend a whole lot of time fretting. I want to get a little bit more of this done. And then that is going to be not you, this. And then you are going to be this. I'm going to back up here in a second and just make sure that this is the kind of profile that I want. I just wanted to get a little bit more, like kind of all the way around this corner here. Let's take a look. It's kind of weird. It gives me a little bit of like a polygonal vibe, almost like a um I had a certain polygonal effect going on a minions build, and somebody referred to it as um like a Quake 2 map looking type of thing, and I thought that was kind of funny. um this hmm so let's see what it looks like with this. Whoopsie. Hope that was just a regular block. Yeah, honestly, I can't. I'm having trouble deciding between the two. But honestly, I think I'm gonna go with the beveled inner, beveled outer instead of the um beveled inner and roof outer. Put you right there. I might have to think about something for this specific block right there because it just doesn't quite look right. We'll come back to that part. Um, oh, all right, we got some filling power all over the base. Hopefully everything is being rectified. Yeah, this whole section right here is probably going to need to get cleaned up. Yeah, I just assumed that you were working on things, so I wasn't really tripping off of it. Okay, I need more bevel, both beveleds probably. I might as well make all of them, honestly. Let's stitch you and ditch the slope A's for now. And take a few more stacks. Okay. Because we're going to need more of these for sure. And then this. Yeah, it should be enough for the moment. Okay. So, now it still looks a little strange, like the link up between the mana glass and the hempcrete. But I'm wondering if I could do wondering if I could do the double roof tile. See, it's got the two right here because I want to see if I could do like hempcrete on one side and mana glass on the other side. I know you can do something like that with the ceramics worker from botany, but in order to make that work right, you have to use botany ceramics tiles, and then also you have to make botany border, which all of that is a nightmare, and it's just stupid. Botany is stupid as a mod. It's just old AF. Didn't get updated. Doesn't work right. Isn't implemented properly. Uh, isn't the NBT data for the quest isn't implemented properly. Raw. Um, it does kind of feel weird having the glass come up all the way like this. I kind of wish that I could do like a half and half, just like this. Someone forgot to connect the machines to power. Are you referring to? So there was some there was some Hiles, some of the laser engravers over here that got built, and it all looked really nice, but nobody connected it to power. Oh, I'm never gonna find where I was looking the other moment. Yeah, yeah. These laser engravers right here are also not hooked up to power. Is that Naquata fuel? Okay. These are probably on fire right now. Just saying. Let's go take a look. Am I lost again? Oh, I just didn't go far enough. Okay. Yep, they're on fire again. Oh, good times. Those are for DTPFs. Oh, okay, all right, that's cool. All right, that's cool. May the beacons light the way. The Vulcan Eye, very nice, very nice. This was auto producing, auto proc. That's or proc. We don't have IOFs, do we? So I'm pretty sure we're going to be moving to IOFs pretty soon. we were running NAC 4 instead of NAC 5, or just running a tenth of the machines. I like it from the side. It's not bad from the side. This little triangle feature still bugs me, but I want to keep this. Yeah, we were running 0 NAC 5. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yep. Oh man, yeah. Rats is gonna have antimatter set up before minions. I'd put money on that, honestly. Oh, I need to get more pieces. Yeah, you kind of have to. Yeah, it slowly builds up. It kind of like fills each hatch at an equal rate or something like that. I've seen the idea of how it works. Um, it it kind of reminds me a little bit in a certain kind of way of automation for the back vats where you have to keep where you have to like maintain a certain level in the output hatch. I know it's not the same, but that's what it reminds me of. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so for anybody that doesn't know what we're talking about, there's 16 antimatter hatches, and if they all have to have the same amount, and if they don't all have the same amount, all the hatches lose a certain percentage of whatever the difference is between the lowest hatch and the rest of them. So you don't want to be out here losing antimatter. You know, it's not a pleasant day when you're losing antimatter. So yeah, there's a certain type of automation that you need to get going to make sure that they all first of all they all maintain at the same level, but then also all fill at the same rate, and that's a little difficult to do. But I mean, the GTNH nerds have it figured out. It's one of those things where it's I don't know if it's a clean implementation. I don't know if anybody's got like a really super clean way of doing it. But then again, I haven't done that deep of research on it. But yeah, like Mr. Cat just said, if you don't do it correctly, you're gonna lose millions of antimatter, and you want to avoid losing antimatter. Period, because that's not only is it your fuel, but you know that's how you grow your antimatter. You have to have antimatter to grow it. So it's yeah. Is the clean way something with like a Steve's Factory Manager or not no, Open Computers? Yeah, Steve's. Yeah, yep. Yeah, Steve's Factory Manager is super duper powerful, and I haven't used it in this pack before. I have used some of Steve's stuff in other packs. I don't think I've used Steve's Factory Manager as it exists in GTNH anywhere else, but I have used some of the Steve's mods. I used to be a huge Steve's cart nerd. All of my tree farms used to be Steve's carts on just about every single pack I played. Um, but unfortunately, if you don't have every single if you don't have every single chunk of a Steve's cart track loaded, you could lose your very expensive cart if that particular chunk unloads with the cart inside. And so that always put other people off of using Steve's carts. Um, they're a good option on in mod packs that don't have other good options. You just got to be very careful about your chunk loading, similar to the way you have to be careful about your chunk loading in GTNH. So learning, you know, getting being used to GTNH style chunk loading is basically going to be a no brainer for Steve's carts in other packs. And I think I have enough. By the way, the ore factories at Orproc is inside of the containers on the outside. Ah, okay. All right, I want to go back and look uh because Rats is at UEV, I think we've got IOFs. So um okay, I get it. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, that's kind of neat. Oh, yeah, not bad. Not bad. Not bad. I do like I really do like this pattern here. With the what are these, copper grates? Yeah. I like that. Hey, what's up, Jumper? Yeah, we're on the Rats server. Rats is in UEV, so we're doing fun rat things on Rats server. Here, I'll even show this. I really like the look of this. Again, you know, this effect seems pretty simple to pull off, because I think it is just like glass air, glass air, glass air all the way down, but it just looks so damn cool. And they got another version of it over here. Yeah, like this. Kind of looks like nuclear waste. It just looks cool. Yeah. Yeah, when I first logged on, I was like, "Wait, who's down here?" It's a slimeling. I think he's our mascot, because everybody here is a rat, even the slimelings. Yeah, I like the. Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I like some of this detailing. It's kind of got like a mix of futuristic and also industrial um stylings, and even these shiny metal factory blocks give me a bit of like a mythical vibe. So it's a strange amalgamation overall, but it really is. I like it. It definitely it's definitely coming together, even if it doesn't seem like it would work on paper. But yeah, I like it. This is the build that I was trying to build when I was planning on making greenhouses, but we're way past the point of greenhouses. I might still finish this roof. I don't think I've seen the dungeon. I'm not sure. Um, where is it? Oh yeah, we have blimps. If you haven't seen this, uh, Jumper Castle. Oh yeah, Castle. Arthur's Castle. Oh, this is new. I didn't see the obelisk on top of this last time. That's cool. Oh, nice. And then I've long been glazing Arthur on this, because this looks really cool. It kind of gives me a like a Castlevania feel. I really like this build. I know. I just saw it. I just saw it. Yes, Blizzard. Okay. Down here. Where is here? Oh, I see where you're at. Hold on. Let me come to you. Yeah. Oh, this is cool. Oh, this is cool. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's awesome. It looks awesome. I really like the way this looks. Oh, are these the knack reactors? Oh, that's cool. Yeah. That's awesome. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, dude, the Rats run gets massive style points. Like we're doing it, we're doing a bunch of stuff big and a bunch of stuff in a cool way. Like even if it's all kind of all over the place and a bunch of different styles, like it's dude, like we're really doing it over here. That's why I don't mind. Like the last 2 or 3 times I've come online to the Rats run, I've been over at the B build, which again, let's put some respect on his name. Whatever it was, hold on, what was his name? Rotted. So Rotted made um Rotted was the one that made uh the original B build, and I've been detailing it basically every time I log on. The naughty neck reactors. Let's see, we got a Klein bottle here. Yeah, fluid production is very thematic as well. I've always liked this. The bottles and jars have been fantastic. The big cereal bowl here is for the gorge, which honestly, since we're in UEV now, I think we're very like right on the edge of being able to make the gorge. I can't remember if it's UEV or UIV, but that's right around the corner as well. Let's see. Yeah, this is Platline. Yeah, and again, I've just been detailing the B building, and then I built this little thing and this little thing, but that was a long time ago. So um UIV, UMV. Okay. Yeah, because the gorge doesn't really get useful until UMV, if I remember correctly. So like you can have it early, but in order to use it properly, if I remember correctly, you got to have it leveled up a little bit. And like I had mentioned at the beginning of the stream on minions, we're in late UMV and we don't even have our exoticizers hooked up. In fact, there was a uh yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't use it until UMV, but you make it in UIV. Yeah, exactly. Um so is it gonna be like vertical? Is it gonna be like the rings are down here and then the modules are up in the sky, or are we going to put the modules underground? Oh yeah, yeah, I'll follow you. Oh yeah, I remember you talking about yeah, yeah, I this is like I know of this, but yeah, this even if I do know kind of how this is all going, it's still a bit daunting. They could do 13 different recipes at once. Yeah, yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, that is so cool. We really need to get ours like this, but the implementation is something else. Yeah, the implementation is something else. My oh my. Oh, there's going to be an ad that's going to start in like 15 seconds. I like to run them in 3-minute blocks so people can get up, get a drink, get a snack, so on and so forth, so that Twitch doesn't run them at random. So that's why I run them in 3-minute blocks. So that's going to start in like 10 seconds. I do apologize for seeing it late. Yeah, this is wild. This really is wild. At least it's easy to see. Yeah, what I'm doing is yeah. So yeah, basically what I'm doing is swapping what the assembly lines can read. Yeah, that makes sense, um, and it's nice that they're doing it, that they're running so cleanly and so efficiently. Let's see, activity detector cover. Yeah, it makes sense. That's awesome. Yeah, this is all really awesome. I don't know if I could replicate it necessarily, but yeah, this definitely is definitely something to work on. Yes. Whew. Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm not even gonna try to replicate this because yeah, there's several different setups that I would have to learn how they work individually and also how they interconnect. Especially since I really haven't used the Project Red cables in the past. I haven't had to. I know how they work, but I haven't had to use them in such a widespread way. Um, Granted, it just looks like it's regular logic, but regular logic that I don't quite know. Yeah, yeah. The AE2 parts are not simple either. Yeah. Most of it's actually simple AE2. Simple AE2 scaled up to a massive degree. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't be able to replicate this over on Minions, but it's neat to see how like what an implementation would look like to solve uh some of our problems. Oh yeah, help mode. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. The hubs go to some machines. Yeah, that makes sense. And then this just looks like regular, almost like normal distribution over here, distributing pieces to each of the slices. Uh, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, the drives are normal distribution. Yep. Yeah, yeah. Simple in air quotes, but yes, simple. Um, the logic behind is what's making it allow for help mode. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. I do like this help mode idea. That's really pretty cool. That is really pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, and that's huge. Like to be able to make sure that all of your lines are always being used, especially when um you have certain crafts that would need something like help mode, like you've got implemented over here, where if a one machine or a handful of machines are bogging out on a really long craft, the other ones can pick up the slack a little bit when they get free. I really do like that, instead of just like waiting for the next craft to be ordered. Pico and Quantum should still be in dedicated areas. Yes, yeah. I'm happy with the dedicated Picos and Quantums. I did on Minions, but they could be done a lot better. Um, and I think you're describing the better way that I could have done what I was talking about. Yeah, because I ended up doing, yeah, yeah. What I ended up having to do for the ones on Minions is I ended up doing there's a line of 28 machines in 14 pairs, and I ended up having to do the P2P dual interface, kind of like what you do in mid game, because what I was trying to do wasn't working properly, and I am not I am not an applied just energistics nerd. I don't know, I wouldn't know how to get anything like this working of my own volition, let alone the problem that I was personally having with my DAALs. um so yeah, I might end up at some point in time, I might end up picking your brain about what we can do for our end game, Pico and Quantum DAALs, because what I have is enough to get to end game, but it's really everything that I'm building over there on Minions is a stopgap, waiting for waiting for how, I'm trying to think of a nice way of saying it, because they're both fantastic players and I like them as people, but come on, slackers. I need you to log on more than once every 2 weeks. But yeah, that's cool, and again, it's been fantastic learning some stuff like this over here on Rats, um, because you know every one of these big runs that I've joined, I've learned so much, and maybe one day I'll learn to wire up something like this, like the helper mode, like Mr. Cat has been referring to it. Um, it's just fantastic work. It's just really good. This is why I joke, but I feel like Rats is going to beat Minions to um Rats is going to beat Minions to Stargate. How do you do that thing where you can auto craft batch craft from a crafting table via NEI? So what that is, that's you have to, here, let's just show this really, like what you have to do is you have to have all of them over here, but you also have to favorite the individual recipes, and then once you have all of the recipes lined up and also favorited, then there's a certain keybind that you hit that would allow you to batch craft that thing all in one shot. There is here, I'll type it out in a let's see. Look this guy up on YouTube. He's got a guide for it. I think he was the first one to make an NEI crafting guide. There's probably other people that also have. made a crafting guide. But Adidia is a good dude. He also did like a 6 or 7 part B tutorial, if that's something else that you might need help with. um yeah, there you go. Shift plus C. Yeah, I can never remember what the commands are, because that's something else. Like I know of the NEI batch crafting, and I kind of can set it up, but um that all got implemented. um how should I say this? When NEI batch crafting got implemented, I was already far enough in the games that I'm playing that it didn't really matter. I didn't need to use it. And uh the only time that I've needed to use it was probably on the uh a guy named MC Term and I, we did a charity event. And that's probably the only time that me personally I would have needed to use uh NEI batch crafting. Um and then also down here, I don't know if you're interested in doing this, but there is a uh what is this thing called? A pest manager? A pest killer. So if you put you can make one of these pest killers and put formaldehyde in it, and it will kill it will kill the pests. As you can see, kills forestry butterflies, bats, and other pests. I've just made I made a greenhouse over on Minions, because I'm getting ready to start doing all of the forestry trees over on Minions for the quest, like for Questmaster. Um, and I'm gonna end up having to put a pest killer in my greenhouse. Um, because I don't want butterflies. Not to rub it in, but we're all members of Random Potatoes Discord community, and he has a certain fear of butterflies. So I wouldn't want to have a whole bunch of butterflies flapping around, because I would want Potato to watch my stream if he ever had a chance to. He's in the middle of a multi-month streamathon, so he doesn't have that much time to be doing anything other than streaming. But hypothetically speaking, especially since I'm in his community, on his community run, I would prefer to for it to be a butterfly free zone. Let's just say it like that. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Potatoes in jail. Tato's in streamer jail. So yeah, pest killer will be your best friend if you're trying to get rid of bats, butterflies, and things of that nature. Um, so let's see, what else do I want to do right now? Because I kind of want to go. Let's go over to Oh yeah, are we still in crafting jail? No. Okay, so I'm gonna make my relocator now. Oh, there's already one made. Okay. I'll take this one. Is there anything on this one yet? No. Okay. I'll just make this one mine. It's fine. If that was somebody's, I'll start a new one. Oh, you made one for me? Okay. Well, I just started another new one just in case. But I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. Because again, I've been kind of away from the Rats server for a few weeks now, just trying to build up stuff on Minions and doing Questmaster things over there. Um, yeah, I'm liking this server more and more. I can't wait to get back and like fully dig into what we're doing over here, because if nothing else, I'm gonna learn a ton of stuff from the way that we're doing it over here. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Infrastructure Week is fantastic. Yeah, I like all of this. We one thing that I definitely need to do over on Minions is I need to double check Beamline, because I built Beamline in ZPM, I think, or maybe like early UV, and we've upgraded the power sources and like the power situation. We've multiplied patterns since then and all that, but I feel like we could probably upgrade Beamline in general and make the whole thing run a lot faster. Yeah, Beamline is very slow. Um is there a good solution for like post Beamline things in 2.8, because I believe that 2.9 is going to have post Beamline things. But I don't know if there's anything good in 2.8. Laser spam. Yeah. 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 So that's when you get into the situation where you're making like a thousand lasers, 1,000 cutters, 1,000 not extruders, but uh uh you're making like hundreds and hundreds or thousands of each individual machine, because um because of the limitations of base GTNH at the end of the game. Like even for assembly lines, we're probably going to be making hundreds of AALs by the end of UXV, especially in order to like print off Stargate pieces. Um, yeah, Cutters is another one that I was trying to think of. Cutters is huge. Yeah, we like 1,000 cutters might not be enough for endgame. Like I think right now on Minions we've got like 300, like the 384 or whatever that number is. Um, we're probably gonna have to do dedicated AALs for all the Stargate pieces, or for each, to use a bank of dedicated AALs for each individual piece as we go through the crafts. It's just gonna be a lot. There's gonna be a lot going into end game crafting. I believe I made like 500,000 every 10 seconds or around that with my laser and cutter spam. Nice. That is with like 2K of both. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah. We're going to have to get on that grind. And again, Minions is planning on moving to a an end game PDEM that's being designed by Sophie G. It looks fantastic, but she's been really busy, like not only like managing community events, but she's also making her own mod pack. She's also in university, and she's doing a bunch of other things, so she's not really over on Minions doing a lot of nitty gritty building. She's building in creative and doing copy paste. So, um, which is fine for like decor type things, but you know, her time is very limited. So the person that's going to be printing and installing all of the machines is probably going to be either me or HJM, and I should probably, because I'm gonna pop over there to start new crafts after I'm done streaming here. I'll probably end up printing out, like he said, like Mr. Cat said, you know, having 1,000 lasers for endgame is probably the mark we want to hit. So I could start printing out the like the high tier UMV laser source hatch that goes on let's see if I can let's see if we can get over there quick enough. Just so everybody knows what I'm talking about. Where am I? Yeah, UXV laser. Yeah. Yeah, no, I keep saying UMV. Yeah, Endgame is UXV things. Oh, I passed it. Yeah, so oh, did I went the wrong way? I went the wrong way. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, this laser source here in the center, you want that to be as big and as beefy as you possibly can, so that your parallels are as big as you possibly can. So we're gonna want to use the UXV 16 million or whatever it is. Yeah, we're gonna want to use this. No, you're fine. It still cracks me up that the beacons are lit. And I'm just laughing about it. It was the only laser engravers that I knew for a fact I knew where they were. So that's why I came over here again. But that does crack me up. The beacons are lit. Gondor calls for aid. 64 amp UXV. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, that's the real reason why we need to get antimatter going on minions like right away, because we're gonna start feeding a ton of UXV amps into every single machine. We're not gonna be able to do that on NAC 6. There's no way. Like we're still on NAC 6. Oh, you used a small laser source. Oh, okay. I thought the laser source, like uh the cube root of the laser source was the number of parallels. No, we haven't done Dysons. Yeah, we didn't do a single Dyson. We were talking about skipping straight from NAC 6 to antimatter. But again, everybody's been so busy and away from the server in general. I've thought about making Dysons on my own, but the only thing I really know about Dysons is to put them on Horus, for the max um for the max multiplier. Oh, oh, the tier of the source, not the size of the source. Ah, okay, yeah, okay. All right, that makes sense. That makes sense. What do you guys got? Is this Draconic? Wyvern. Yep. I finally got chaotic cores on the Draconic fusion array over on minions. That was fun. That was me going and fighting like I think a dozen chaos dragons in a row, which is nothing with the sword of the cosmos. It's a one hit quit, but traveling to each one is annoying. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, exactly. And I think I have 18 of these in the array that I made. I guess in like UMV, I think it was, or not UMV, but UHV. Um, I don't know if 18 is going to be enough. I might end up doing like at least double that. I might even go all the way up to like 64. You think 18 could be good? It's still very, very slow. It gets the job done, but it is very slow. More power. That's fair. Yeah. More power is the real deal. I think this is the old yeah, this is the old monazite line. Again, you know, Rats is in UEV, so we're getting close to some end game things. Like we're gonna start doing IOFs over here for Orproc. We're gonna start doing QFTs relatively soon for for to like replace like Platline, Knack line, Monoline, stuff like that. There's gonna be a lot of really cool stuff coming right around the corner for Rats Run. Yeah, here's the coal. I was looking for that earlier. Um, coal is at UHV. Fantastic. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, there's the compressor array. That's very nice. I already saw the hip array. I forget exactly where your the hip array is around here, but we need to do that on minions because we only have one hip over there, and it's just slow. It's just very slow. Now, another thing that I've been thinking about experimenting with is I was watching. We do have a black hole, but we only have one black hole, and it was the very first one that I hooked up. So the implementation isn't like the implementation isn't ideal. So so we've really only been doing like strictly black hole things in the black hole because of my jank implementation. Again, I've learned a little bit more about it since then because all I did was copy the one off the wiki. Um, it needs some tweaking. Another thing that I was going to mention is there is a thing called hatch priority where the the hatches can work in a certain order, and they also work in a certain color order as well. Um, if let's see, do we have a spray can that I could show off? I'm just gonna make let me make an infinite can really quick. Let's see how fast this goes. But there's a new color priority in 2.8. I think it started in 2.8 where um the hatches, if they are colored hatches on a machine, they'll go in the order of the colors in the spray can. So I think black is first, and then red, and then so on, all the way down to like light gray and white or whatever the end is. I forget. Um, but yeah, you could do color priority on hatches. Yeah, I wanted to have a spray can anyway. Yeah, you can see how like black is first, then red, then green, then brown, then blue, and on and on. So I was watching Notable Gunner the other day, and the way he had his machines was he had them rotated. So like the colors on the first one would be like this, and then they would be rotated where like it would be like green was here, and then this would be orange, and this would be red, this would be white. So all of the colors were rotated so that each like no, I'm not the colors, the hatches. I apologize, I keep saying colors, but like all of the hatches were rotated so that each hatch had at least one machine where it had the highest priority, so that you didn't get stuck in crafting jail quite so easily. And I really liked that setup. And you just have like a rotation of like 16 machines where like each hatch has one machine where it's in first place, quote unquote, and then just matter manipulate copy that pod of 16 machines over and over and over and over down the line, and that way you're less likely to wind up in crafting jail behind a single one single large batch of something. And I really liked that. And so I haven't really played around with that priority shuffle or priority rotation or whatever it was being called. But I like it, and I want to do something with it. Probably not on minions. It's probably too late for that. I'm probably not on rats either, because I'm not going to be the big tech guy over here. But I think whatever runs that I do moving forward after this one, I'm gonna look into that priority rotation idea a little bit further and see just how powerful it could be in order to make sure that a little bit of everything is always going at once. Almost similar to like the helper idea for the AALs. Different implementation, of course, but similar in feel, where everything is always being worked and a little bit of everything is always being worked. It's not just focusing on one thing at all times. So I like that whole idea. I think with that being said, though, I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day over here. Let's see if there's anybody cool to raid. Pretty sure that I saw Cat and Vin on, but they're on terra firma. So let's see if there's anybody playing GTNH. Azuna's on Dyson. Grisher's on Bitcraft. I got like 3 people on World of Warcraft. Ah, boo. Ah, boo. Even Saban's on Alchemy Factory. Ah, boo. All right, let's search for GTNH. If anybody has a GTNH streamer that you're interested in, you can shout it out in the chat. But I'm not sure if anybody's going. There is one person other than me streaming GTNH, but it makes me think they're in Spanish, so I don't want to raid them necessarily. I might just call it. Unless you want to raid, unless we raid Cat and Vin anyway, I think I'm probably just gonna call it. So, the next stream will probably be next week. I am off tomorrow as well, but I don't think I'm going to be streaming back-to-back days. But if I do, yeah, have a good night, Kat. I appreciate all your help, and I'm gonna pick your brain about some things in the near future, for minions and for elsewhere. But yeah, have a good night. I'm gonna probably just call it and stream. If I stream tomorrow, it will be on minions. When I stream next week, if I don't stream tomorrow, it will be on minions. But expect me over here on Rats far more often in the near future than I have been. So with that being said, I hope everybody has a great night, and keep on Gregging, fools.